Hey folks, Real Honesty with Jarmithlan. I'm Jarmithlan, and these are 15 of my favorite Royal Rumble performances. Basically, just whoever I thought did the best in the Rumble, whether they lasted a minute, 2 minutes, won the whole thing, lasted almost the whole time and didn't win the whole thing, had some really great endurance tests, whatever. There's really no criteria. These are just ones that stuck out to me. Obviously subjective, as there have been many great performances in the history of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, and, the Royal Rumble match and the card itself. But this is just focusing on the Royal Rumble match itself. Because if we focused on individual performances, we could, go with a host of other matches that happened on the card that weren't in the that weren't the specific Royal Rumble. But anyway, or the specific match itself. But now, honorable mention to Roddy Piper in 1992 for winning the IC title and then almost winning the championship in the later Rumble. And that was pretty damn cool. He already wrestled a match. Granted, it wasn't much of a match, but he then, nearly won the thing. I think he was in the final 8 or final 6 or something like that. So that was pretty cool. At number 15, CM Punk is the straight edge savior in the 2010 Rumble. It didn't last very long. He did thump Zack Ryder on the head with a mic at one point, but as he eliminated people, he would deliver his straight edge sermon and that kind of stuff, and just preach the straight edge stuff and be the evil Charles Manson character, as opposed to the good Charles Manson character, but the evil, religious leader that he was supposed to be. And it was picture perfect. I wish they would have let that last longer. But anyway, that gets a special mention just because it had a really good spice. At the beginning of the 2010 Rumble, which I don't think is the greatest Rumble ever, but I can see why people do think it. There were a lot of really good stories, and beginning like that, or having that happen near the beginning, even though it was only for a few people, was a really cool performance. Number 14, Big Show's shocking return in 2001. Yeah, he only eliminated a couple people. I believe one was K-Quick, who later became R-Truth. But yeah, he just he made a shocking return, chokeslammed everybody. Got eliminated by The Rock, chokeslammed him through the announcer's table. He only lasted a minute and a half, I think. But it was one of the best damn performances that I've seen, because it was just great, because he came out and laid waste to literally everybody. I almost put The Undertaker from 2002 on here. I decided to put Big Show, because Big Show was more shocking return, and it was a really cool moment. Number 13, Edge in 2005. He'd already wrestled Shawn Michaels, and then he, cheating to win, and then had decided to go and do this, and he lasted 47 minutes, something like that. He lasted a really, really long time. He actually ended up getting eliminated very close towards the end, and this was when Edge was still going on the ascent and everything, and had managed to, of course, he managed to capture the Money in the Bank briefcase shortly after this, but performances like this, and he had a really good performance in 2007 Rumble also, where he was on fire at this point. So this was a really good performance. Him eliminating Rey Mysterio at one point. Just a lot of really good stuff, and showing the devious side of Edge and how he could be a really good heel after being a babyface for a few years. Number 12 to 3, Faces of Foley. He was Mankind, Dude Love, Cactus Jack. He was Cactus Jack first, then he was Mankind, and then he was Dude Love, and that was just pretty cool. I thought that, I might have mixed up the last two, but I just thought that was really, really funny in the 1998 Rumble, that he was Cactus Jack, and then he got eliminated, and then he was Mankind, and he was Dude Love. I just thought it was really cool, and because, sure, okay, it might count for 3 moments, but it was him having a really cool time, like being all 3 of these characters, and getting a little bit of time to rest. That made the 1998 Rumble fun. It wasn't great, but it was fun. Number 11, Ted DiBiase in 1990. After buying number 30 in the 89 Rumble and not winning because Big John Studd won, because Big John Studd absolutely should have won the 89 Rumble. Look, Big John Studd had a good career at that point, but he retired later that year. I wouldn't have had him do it. That's just me. But anyway, Ted DiBiase, after being number 30, was number 1 for this particular Rumble, and lasted till the Ultimate Warrior came in. I think the Ultimate Warrior came in number 24, 25. And DiBiase eliminated a few people, Coco Beware, Mario Jannetty, a couple others. And just had a really good performance. He would have nearly won had Warrior not just, done a big clothesline and everything and knocked DiBiase out. But DiBiase had a good 45-minute run. That was pretty damn good. It's really good. Showed how Ted DiBiase really probably should have gotten a run with the WWE Championship. I get why he didn't back in '88. I get that. Savage would have been a better choice, but and was a better choice. But still, you kind of have to wonder what would have happened if DiBiase had gotten a run with the championship. Still, good performance here in this Rumble. Number 10, Diesel in 1994. Eliminated 7 people. Bob Backlund, Quang. Did he eliminate? I think he eliminated one of the Steiner brothers, I think. He eliminated Owen Hart. One of the Smoking Guns, I think it was Bart. There were a couple other people I'm sure that he eliminated, but Diesel had a really good performance there. Like, the crowd was chanting Diesel, Diesel, Diesel. And it was a really, really cool moment. And they tried to recreate that with Roman Reigns in the 2014 Rumble. And the only reason Roman Reigns got a ton of cheers is because he was facing off against Batista, because Daniel Bryan wasn't in this Rumble. And they were like, well, we got to cheer for somebody, so let's cheer for Roman Reigns. We made a mistake cheering for Roman Reigns at that point, because then it was obvious that, oh, they like Reigns, they like the guy we're trying to push, we'll go with him. And 4 years later, we're still stuck with it. But anyway, Diesel had a really good performance, 7 men eliminated. Sure, I think it was only like 13, 15 minutes, but still pretty dominant. Number 9, Rick Martel in 1991. Greg Valentine also had a good performance here, 44 minutes, 45 minutes. Rick Martel lasted 52 minutes and nearly won. I mean, he was damn close. Rick Martel was a bit of an Iron Man in these matches. He had good performances like throughout, but I mean, this was his best one because he, 52 minutes, nearly winning the whole thing. And Martel really should have gotten at least a taste of singles gold. Some kind of singles gold IC title at least. During his WWE tenure, he didn't. I mean, I know he got a run with he got 2 runs with the tag titles, actually. I think or maybe it's just 1 run. I don't know if the Can-Am Connection ever won the tag titles, but I know that he won them with Tito Santana and Strikeforce. But Martel, good performance here. Number 8, Shawn Michaels in 1995. This ranks lower because, yes, he went from 1 to last and won the whole thing. 1, I would have had Bulldog win, but I get why they had Shawn win. But the whole 60-second interval thing knocks this down just a peg. Where, yes, it's impressive he lasted for about 40 minutes winning the thing, but it wasn't really a Royal Rumble. Now, I mean, I get it. The way they had it and the time intervals and stuff like that, they could only include so many intervals, like, or like so much time. They really should have done at least 90 seconds. Oh, it's supposed to be the fastest Rumble. Things are going to come faster and more furious, and it just wasn't good. It was, to me, it was like a quick battle royal rather than a Royal Rumble. I mean, the arena was really, really small, so everybody can make their entrances within like 10 seconds. But still, 60 seconds, that wasn't good. Anyway, but Shawn in 1995, it was really worth him being. It is worth being on this list because, yes, he went from first to, winning the whole thing. And then we go to number 7, Chris Jericho in the 2017 Rumble. I almost put his performance from the 2016 Rumble on here. But 2017 I decided to go with because he lasted about 10 more minutes. I think it was actually about 9.5. But just the fact that Jericho, he only eliminated, I think, 1 or 2 people. But the fact that at his age at that point, he was lasting that long in a match and doing really well. I mean, look, he was being devious, he was doing, all this kind of stuff and being a really, really good heel. I enjoyed the stuff. I mean, yeah, maybe his 2016 performance was a little more impressive, but this for an hour, sure, okay, he was beat up at some points, but still, there was good stuff about it, and lasting an hour is pretty cool. This isn't like Jerry Lawler being out, being out of the match for like all of 6 minutes that he was in the ring. I just really enjoyed Jericho in this. 2016, 2017, you could put either one here on this list and they'd be on here. Number 6, Chris Benoit, 2004. Yes, it's ranked a little lower. Look, it was a great wrestling performance. And he got practice by choking Big Show and throwing him over the top rope. I mean, that was impressive, but does it get knocked down a bit just because of what he did? Probably, but I mean, the 2004 Rumble had its moments, had its really good moments. It was a pretty good addition. Had some slow parts, but you're going to have that in any Rumble. But yeah, there's no doubt, Benoit was an Iron Man and won the whole thing. Number 5, Rey Mysterio, 2006. Yeah, he was number 2. He lasted all to the end. The elimination he did with Orton was pretty impressive, where he, Orton hoisted him up. Ray got the ropes, and then, Hurricanrana, and Orton was all shocked when he got, thrown to the outside, so that was pretty impressive. And Ray did last a while and did do really well. I will say that much. He did do really well. It's ranked a bit lower than other ones here. He's actually he's actually third from the top as far as Rumble winners. But to me, Ray deserves to be on here by far. I mean, just not at number one, obviously, because it's obvious what number one is. Number four, rather, Bob Backlund in the 1993 Rumble. He lasted over an hour and just showed that he still had what it takes to get to, last and have the endurance and everything. And he's obviously in tremendous shape and probably still is even to this day. Don't let Backlund get back in the ring, mind you, because I think he's pushing, well, he's over 70 at this point. That's a bad idea. Well, let's see, 93, 43. No, he would be just about 70 at this point. But still, the whole point is, don't let him back in the ring. But this was a great performance. He, of course, ended up getting eliminated by Yokozuna, but he really showed endurance. He really showed great endurance. It was a great way to reintroduce him to a new crop of fans in WWE. There were some that were older that recognized him, and there were a lot of younger fans that got to see Bob Backlund. Okay, he ended up snapping and turning heel in 94, like Vince wanted him to in 1984. But it worked out better here, and Backlund had a really good run as a heel. Then we go to number 3, Steve Austin in 1997. He eliminated, 8, 10 people? He eliminated a lot of people here. I mean, I think it was at least 8. He did really, really well here. And, of course, just, even though fans were cheering him, they appreciate him, he was really being as much of a heel as he could. He was eliminating people. He eliminated Jake Roberts, eliminated a host of other people. And, of course, he did get eliminated at one point by Brett. But since the refs didn't see it because they were, trying to separate Mankind and Terry Funk, Austin got back in the ring, eliminated Taker and Vader, and then eliminated Brett. And it was just really, really good. He eliminated, those were 3 of his eliminated. In fact, I think it was about 10 eliminations. But it was a great performance. And they tried to replicate it in the 2002 Rumble, where he did it for a little bit and eliminating some people, and that was nice, but the 97 edition will always stick out more. Number 2, Kane in 2001. I'm going to say it, unpopular opinion, Kane should have won the 2001 Royal Rumble. I get why Austin did. Austin was the only 3-time winner. The thing is, you could have had him win the 1999 Rumble, and then he would have won it 3 years in a row, something Hogan never did, and then Kane could have won it here. Now, would Kane have been a great choice, face The Rock, or face whoever the champion was, face Austin? Probably not. But you could have at least had Kane win and then somehow get screwed out of, his shot, like somewhere down the line in February, maybe at No Way Out. But at least Kane would have won the Rumble. I mean, to me, I just felt that would have been a better story. I get why Austin won, but Kane, for the big man that he was, managed to last all this damn time, almost winning. Came down to the final 2. And Austin, of course, had to use every weapon imaginable. Well, I mean, I think he used a chair on Kane to, get him out of the ring. It was, Kane got eliminated. It was still really impressive. And, of course, that point where Kane just threw a bunch of weapons around, just like, threw everybody out of the ring, including Steve Blackman, Saturn, Raven, that kind of stuff. It was pretty cool. I mean, and, of course, eliminating Honky Tonk Man. That right there is why Kane's on the list, because he took out Honky Tonk Man. I would say he knocked some sense into him. That's not possible. Look, sorry, I'm not a fan of Honky Tonk Man. If you guys are, that's great. Number 1, Ric Flair, 1992. Shocking, I know. My favorite Rumble of all time, as I mentioned before. He went, from 3 to the end. And the reason that this is on here is because of the fact that nobody had lasted that long being that early. I mean, yes, the Rumble had only been around from 88 to 91. And DiBiase had done pretty well or whatever, and Greg Valentine and Rick Martel had done well. But it was just the fact that, they built up this whole thing with Rick, Rick can't do it, and Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby Heenan sold it perfectly, and Rick had eliminated a good amount of people. I mean, not the most people ever, but he had eliminated a good amount of people and shown the fact that he was taking, Dirty's player in the game, taking advantage of a situation, eliminating Sid Justice at the end after Hogan had been eliminated by Sid Justice, and Flair winning, kind of great promo. To me, the greatest Rumble performance of all time. It will be hard to top that. Could something top it? And I'm recording this, by the way, on the 15th. Actually, the 14th of January. 2 weeks before this upcoming Rumble. Can somebody top it? Probably not, but it'd be kind of cool. And hey, who knows? Maybe a woman could do really, really well. Maybe if they have Carmella cash in on Charlotte and Charlotte's no longer the champion, they could have Charlotte replicate her father's streak, but maybe not quite win. Who knows? Anyway, that's a whole thing for another list. Those are my 15 favorite Royal Rumble performances. What do you guys think? What are some of your favorites? Leave them in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter link is in the description. It's been Real Honesty with Jarmithlan. I'm Jarmithlan. I will see you soon.